The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everybody. Can everybody hear and see? Excellent. Okay. Well, let's get going, guys. We got a lot to cover, and I've had a really busy morning. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. I have been a little busy. I apologize. Okay, let's start with the big perspective, and we'll work our way down pretty quickly to the smaller degree perspective. Relatively simple. It does look like wave one has not yet completed. I think that probably is the more likely scenario. And what we're doing is we're still waiting for wave one and two, and then up in wave 3, 4, 5 of this 5. Nothing of any great shakes here. In other words, bull market still likely has several years left ahead of it. And the next pullback will be the last buying opportunity before this last rocket ship takes off. Let's move into the 60-minute chart. I'm going to skip the daily, nothing really additional to glean from the daily. Here is the 60-minute. In our 60-minute chart, yes, I still have the green count on the chart. It is entirely, quote-unquote, possible, and I learned my lesson in a big way with the most unusual B-wave top I have ever experienced in any chart ever before. And that is the B wave we got up here. I've never experienced the B wave that far extended over the prior high. So until we actually complete 5 waves up, I am going to keep the B wave there, and we're going to keep it right now in the back of my mind. Right now I am 60-40. Blue is 40%. Can you guys hear me? I was just told to increase my microphone. I can't increase my microphone. It's built in. Maybe you have to increase your volume. Can you guys hear me? We're all good? Okay. It's a user issue. Okay. So I'm going to keep the B wave on there. I'm at 60-40 blue to B, to green. Okay? I'm at 60-40. As I've been writing the last couple days, you got to take out, and I'll get to the micro chart in a minute, but you got to take out 3185 with a 5-wave structure to tell me that that is wave 1 of this C wave down. Until then, it is ugly, it is sloppy, it is overlapping. It absolutely could be a B wave, but until the market actually breaks down to suggest the C wave has begun, I am not going to adopt that as my primary. Last week, let's move into the microstructure. Last week that happened. What happened? Well, the market tapped in a place where it could have been the B wave. I said, I don't like this. This doesn't look complete. But if I got something that looked like 5 waves down. Now, mind you, there's going to be times where you're going to have a move that looks like a 5-wave structure, but 20% of the time, maybe even as much as 30% of the time, it is not. That's why you say when you get a nice structure developing, it's usually a 70 to 80% probability. It's not 100%. So when I had that 5 waves down off of where a high could be on a B wave, even though the structure into that high really only looked like a 3-wave move to me, well, I had to take it seriously and view that as the B wave has topped with a 1-2 structure to the downside. Now, as it developed, clearly, I mean, I had, this is the 1, and I had a 2 up here. When we broke back up over that, I think you know, I took the 2 off, and I went back into the blue count, maybe a higher B. This has been a very tortuous and difficult region to trade, and you cannot say you were not forewarned. The market has not made it clear yet where the top of wave 1 is, and it certainly has not given us a clean wave 2 yet. So ultimately, that is what we're really looking for. So on the microstructure, guys, really, as long as 3187, this level right here, which will ultimately ultimately get back down to again, hold on a second, in that blue 4. more likely like that. So I am now counting. Why am I counting this as an ending diagonal for this? Well, because I said, well, here really looked like it was only a three-wave structure. And then you got a deep retrace. This only looks like a three-wave structure. And then you got a consolidation. And now you're getting an almost equal move higher. Well, the only way I can really confidently look at something like that is really as a diagonal. 3, ABC 3. This C may not be done yet. I think it is. But as I wrote yesterday or on Monday, if the market were to head up to 32.75 and then pull back closer to 3,200, for me, especially if it does so correctively, that tells me that we have a very good indication that this is likely an ending diagonal. What does that mean? Well, if we continue lower over the next day or two, back down, like I said, around 3,200, 3,220, somewhere in this region here, that would mean that this is a wave 4 in that ending diagonal. And then I'm going to expect another ABC up in the wave 5. What's going to happen when this completes? You're going to see a sharp drop. When an ending diagonal completes, you see a sharp drop in the market. It is possible that drop could be the start of the top of the B wave and the start of the C wave down. The other potential that we're tracking is that that drop is going to be wave 4 or wave 5 higher. If you look at the structure we're trying to track here, guys, do you understand why I keep harping on the fact that this is a tortuous and treacherous market region? Even in the bullish setup, you're going to experience a significant amount of whipsaw, and I'm still unsure if this is a diagonal even. Again, we got to come down, probably today or tomorrow to make it more likely this is a diagonal. I'm still struggling with all this overlap and all these non-impulsive microstructures. I'm still struggling with what are we dealing with here. I don't have a highly reliable count on the micro level. I'm attempting to come up with, educated guesses, but I cannot say that this is something that I am trading in any way in a very confident fashion. It's not something I would be trading in a confident fashion. It is way too volatile. There's no real good structure to it. Now, again, if we hit the 1, 2, 3, 6 like we did yesterday and turn down and we continue lower in a corrective fashion, well, I think that is strongly indicative of the diagonal. And if we get down into this region, if you wanted to try a long with a stop just under 3,200, I think that's a reasonable long attempt, assuming you do want to trade this region. So for those that are very nimble and very aggressive, a pullback into this region could be a long trade with the potential of 100 points higher. So again, that's really going to be up to you. For most people, this is not this is not a structure that, easy, bing, 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 bing through the different Fibonacci pinball levels. No, that's not what we're doing here. What we're doing here is, at best, I'm seeing a diagonal. Could this still be the top of the B wave? It could. I don't have a completed structure to say that. If we get this 3, 4, 5, then yeah, I could have a completed structure for this to be the B wave. But again, it would be a very high B wave from a relative standpoint, and nothing I have a lot of confidence in. I would still be leaning more towards the blue, and I am, until we see a 5-wave structure below 31.87, 31.85, I think that is. Okay? Are we clear about that? It is not pretty. On the microstructure, I am probably leaning towards this being a B wave rally. This is not looking like a solid five-wave structure right now. So I'm just going to maybe something like this. Again, I am not providing this with a whole heck of a lot of confidence. This could actually top out in all the V wave this morning. I do not have a whole heck of a lot of confidence in this microstructure, folks. I am presenting possibilities, potential paths. I'm telling you straight out, I don't have a heck of a lot of confidence one way or the other on this. It could even be a deep four here. And we go up in a fifth for this three to complete, and then we start down again. Again, I don't have a heck of a lot of confidence in this structure. There are threes everywhere. And unless I have a solid Fibonacci pinball structure, it's not something I'm willing to trade personally. I like something that gives me really, really tight parameters, which gives me very strong indications one way or the other. I'll go to silver and I'll explain that in a minute, because I'll explain the progression on silver and why what happened earlier this week happened when I sent out that update in the morning. So are we clear about this? It is not pleasant. There's no good structure to it. It is not something that I'm willing to trade aggressively. And like I said, the only real trade that I would even consider is a long here with a stop under 3,200. And I'm looking for 100 points higher. It's the only real trade I would even consider in this region. Okay? Shouldn't what be a C? Wave 3 is A, B, C. And then you have this pullback ABC, and then you go up in 5 ABC. Same thing. These are all threes. Bigger perspective, guys, are still the same, and I want you to continue to focus on this. Bigger perspective is it's probably topping. Is it the B wave? Is it the wave 5? Again, the only way I'll know if it's the B wave is a 5-wave breakdown below 3185. We stay over 3185 without a 5-wave break. There's two things, guys. One, staying over 3185, and two, if we break down below 3185, it has to be in a 5-wave structure. Otherwise, this could all be one big, ugly ending diagonal for 5. So that would explain all this overlap. Again, the structure in this market right now is not necessarily clear on the smaller degree. The bigger degree is suggestive of I'm still looking for a pullback, but I got to tell you, if we're getting a 5th wave higher, I'm not so sure that pullback is going to be much below the 2,900 region. It would not shock me if all we get is an ABC structure to the top of the box, but I'm getting way ahead of myself. If we get up to here, guys, we got to start off that ABC again. 3185 is a fib level. It's a 1.0 structure in this move up. So it's a fib level. 1.0 is where the 1.0 is where 4 normally pulls back into in a 5-wave structure. Okay? Why the long entry at 4 with a 3,200? Do what you want. You want to do a 3185? That's fine. I'm telling you what I would do. For that wave 4, I would put my stops just under 3,200. Again, it depends on how it develops. I can't tell you right now. Again, there's too much uncertainty in the micro structure. The bigger structure, folks, I'm still looking for a big 2. If we top out here and complete 5 waves up, we're starting all over again, and then we're going back to A, B, C. Starts all over again if we complete 5 waves up, which means I would not expect a bottom to this market until at least September, October. So it may take us right into the election for wave 2 to complete. Makes sense. Okay, metals. I spent enough time on that. Metals. let me take you back on silver. Now, silver we have been relatively bullish on. The biggest question we have had of late, this 1-2. Where was this one to? Do you see this overlapping structure here, guys? I got to be honest with you. I really look at this right now, and I'm still questioning exactly where is that 1-2. I am guesstimating that the 2 is right there, and it's one top there, which gave us almost no pullback. That 2 was almost nothing. But so then why did I start going bullish when we were right here on Monday? Let me explain. When the market made this little micro 5-wave structure and then corrected pullback, in the back of my mind, that then said, okay, silver is silver. It runs like nobody's business, and it loves to have you miss the run. I have been waiting for a nice 1-2 structure here to add leverage on the long side. I did not get that. I hate it when the market does that. Market did. It happens. I'm not going to get every entry. I've been long the metals market since 2015. I've told you guys that I pound the table, that I stay long, and I only hedge at resistances. I hold all my longs since 2015. Market gave us a very unusual start to the heart of the third. When I saw this happening right in here, I put that update out Monday morning, and I said, guys, right now, I have to even look at the more bullish potential. And I said, if we do not break back below 1935, that's our new support, then silver has the potential to start its next run up. And I said, if we take out the pivot, your first target, 2120, your next target, 2216. The breakout over the pivot happened Monday morning, I believe. So your first target, 2120, the 1.0 extension. After that, the ideal target was 2216, the 1236 standard target for wave 3 of 3. Now, at the same time, I have been outlining this more accelerated trend channel, which we often see, especially with metals. So that has been on my chart for quite some time. And I said, if we break out over 2216, well, we're going into the accelerated trend channel. The difference between the prior move that I was tracking and the accelerated trend channel is just that we're going to likely get to our target sooner rather than later. Generally, it's the same target. The difference is it's accelerated. Accelerated trend channel, accelerated targets. Right now, we are in that accelerated trend channel. Your main support right now is that 2120. That's really your main support right now. It's possible that we're just finishing off 4. This could have been an A, this could have been a B, and now we're coming down with a C, and this is 4, and then you're going to get a spike higher. I really would like to see one more move higher. I mean, minimally, I think 2372. Ideally, I'm looking for 2430 to 2530. I'm looking for a move into this box for wave 5 of 3. But it may not happen. It may take some time for this wave 4 to take shape. Take a look at the MACD here. This MACD is what you want to see to confirm a heart of a third wave. Look at the strength of the histogram and look at the MACD taking out all tops here. It came up as high as it normally will come up on such a move, and now you're going to start seeing consolidation. Within this consolidation, you're going to see another push higher for wave 5 of 3, which is most likely. And once you start pulling back in wave 4 of 3, you're going to start seeing some divergences develop on the MACD. Don't assume the market is topping. That is typical of what we see during the heart of a third wave. Wave 3 of 3 gives you the strongest technicals, but wave 5 of 3, you often start building your divergences. Now, when we get into wave 5 later, paren 5, it's not even on the chart yet. We'll get there. But when we get to there, I'm going to note that normally you will see a 5th wave that gives you negative divergences in the metals. Least likely of seeing that is actually silver. Silver will often give you a higher technical in the fifth wave, and a lot of commodities do this, but silver will often give you a higher technical in the fifth wave. Don't be necessarily fooled by that. The other thing we'll also see in silver, you often can see double tops in silver. I often look for a double top in silver once I'm tracking a fifth wave. So double tops in silver is something else to keep in the back of your mind. They're quite common, especially in bigger moves. So that's my general spiel about silver and the review on silver. For now, 2120 is going to be your support. This was our prior target, 2120 to 2116. Now it becomes support. Okay? And then we go up for 5 of 3. Sometime over the next week or two would be my guess. Moving on to gold. I really have no other way of viewing this other than saying, we've got a nice 5-wave structure. We have got a nice 5-wave structure here, guys. Can everybody hear me? I got 2 people that said they can't hear me. Can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay. I don't know what the issue is. Sound is great, perfect. I don't know. Some of you guys may be having issues then. It may be your internet connections. Okay? That happens sometimes. Okay, so I'm looking at gold. And look at this 5-wave structure we've got here, folks. I really don't have a reasonable other way to look at it. For me, I think we are topping in wave 5 of 1. If you see a strong move through 176, I would have to reconsider. Okay, I would have to reconsider. If we see a strong move through 176, 177, I would have to reconsider. And clearly, when you get through this pivot, guys, I think we're on our way to well over 200. Okay? So right now, that's how I'm looking at it. Right now, I am looking at us topping in a wave 1. I'm looking for a wave 2 based upon silver finally breaking out. I think because silver is likely going to get a wave 4, it will likely make this wave 2 more shallow. Whereas I had this alt, and it's why I said you may want to consider protecting your profits. I'm not of the same opinion as aggressively anymore. So whereas I'm going to buy some GLD puts, I'm not buying them anywhere near as much as I had initially considered, because I think this has become much less likely in my opinion. I think this is a greater probability at this point in time. So I think you're probably going to come back and test 166. I think that is a reasonable pullback to expect. Okay? As far as GDX, GDX, again, also, same thing. Seems like we're topping in this 5th wave as well for wave 1-2 setup. GDX is bothering me because it's really in between structures here. It really is. So again, I have the same scenario I have with both the GDX and GLD. Based upon silver, I think the more reasonable expectation is to view this as a 1-2 structure that's about to take off. That once we get to 2, maybe it takes us the month of August that it takes shape. But once with the 2 structure and we get the next 1-2, that's what I'm going to be looking for as an aggressive long trade. I wish I had it clearer here. I was looking for it. I couldn't find it. Way too much overlap. If I don't get the setup I want, guys, I pass up on the trade. Are we out of this trade completely? No. If you're following me, you're still long in your long-term positions. You've been playing in this on the long side really well. Admittedly, I bought some GDX puts in this region, and yep, they're zero. They're almost zero. They're not zero, but if we get this wave 2, I could probably get something back on them. But ultimately, I could not be happier. It's the first time this has happened to me in years. But I'm actually not taking advantage of puts that I bought. I may still get out of them with something, but right now, guys, I'd be so happy if they go to zero. But and I told you guys that was my perspective from the beginning. I was looking forward to the time where that was going to happen, just like I was looking forward to the time we're going to see a $2 move in silver to tell us we're in the middle of the third wave. This could be the time. But again, I'm not adding anything more on GDX. The only thing I'm going to be adding is puts on GLD because GLD looks more clean for this 1-2. Okay? Over 167, I probably stop out of those. Let me take a quick peek at everything. I've been through everything. Let's take a quick peek at USO. I'm running out of time quickly. USO, can this be a B wave with a C wave down? Is this going to be an ending diagonal completing the fifth wave? Yes, it could be either. Again, just like the overall SPX, folks, this is hardly a clean structure. Hardly a clean structure. I would imagine should we lose that trend line support, it probably would make it more likely that it's the B wave rather than the diagonal structure. On the diagonal structure, wave 3 should hit the 1, 2, 3, 6. It's about the 33 region. Okay, again, not something I'm personally trading. Too much overlap. Not enough higher probability for me. Take out the trend channel, and then I think maybe you can get a C wave down. And again, if we get that C wave down, I'm probably not going to view this as a 4. I think this has lasted long enough that I can look at this as a 1-2, but I'm not going to get there yet. I'm just telling you that I may be looking at this as a bigger 1-2 like that, if that happens. Okay? But I'm not there yet. Just like the SPX. Any questions? And dollar quickly. Dollar, on my bigger perspective, I still think we're going down in a big way. Can we get bounces? Could this turn into a diagonal? Certainly. I still think this is probably going to take us and grind us lower over the coming months, maybe into next year. Have a great day, guys. I'll catch you later.